What's up, everybody? It's Jacob. Thanks for joining me for this week's channel update. Normally, I do this every Sunday for my loyal viewers and other content creators that I hang out with in the YouTubosphere. Um, been doing a lot of studio changes, added quite a bit of kitsch to the studio, made some lighting tweaks, and some other things of that nature. Just more of an aesthetic thing for me to, just because I like to do those small changes. Maybe they're incrementally not that different to you, but that's kind of part of the reason why I bring that up. That's part of the creator journey. Um, Trying not to be perfect the first time out the gate, because you're just going to drive yourself mad. That's just something that, especially with my personality, being a software engineer, um, there was always this period of time when I get a big project, and I would procrastinate because I would not only be solving a lot of the problem in my head, but there was also this kind of like I guess you want to call it like a stage fright. That's probably a better, more accurate way to think about it. Is there's this stage fright where you're worried you're going to fail, you're going to make a mistake, um, the imposter syndrome starts to kick in, and then you work through it and you go through the frenzy, the work frenzy. And depending on how long that period is, your quality of work can suffer. So what I've learned over the years is to get through that initial stage fright really quick, and then break down the problem into smaller, more accomplishable goals, smaller milestones, and then you use those as incremental improvements along the way. So I've been applying that methodology to my creator journey, and that's why one day you'll show up and there's like a extra kitsch, or now suddenly I'm doing a live rig, but the live rig is probably not configured in a way that I really want it to be. But I know there's going to be some technical problems and a learning journey, and that's exactly what happened. Because I knew if I did too much on the live rig, that I would just you know have more problems during my first lives. And like I just mentioned, that was exactly what happened. My second live that I did, which actually was my first public live, I think, um, I did something where I screwed up the chat, couldn't get the chat to work, and I missed a super chat from my good friend Raymond. Raymond Thoughts and Mine. Really embarrassing. I was so embarrassed over that. But that's just part of the journey of being a creator. You make incremental changes, and when you make mistakes, those mistakes are lessons, right? Apologize for this mistake once, move on, you're good, and just fix it. And hopefully your viewers will understand. Sometimes you get viewers that are just gonna keep poking the bear and just be a pain in the ass like that. There are just some viewers like that, but generally most people, they understand. um, but yeah, that was just something that was kind of on my mind. Is that I've been going through a lot of changes with the setup, and just trying to make incremental improvements and just become better at doing the content creation, the production, the capturing. And now I've switched from using software where I edit things in non-real time. Now I'm using the OBS rig to switch between scenes, so I can focus into when I'm using ChatGPT, focus to when I'm using the YouTube video, etc., or articles, and experiment with some layouts. So there's a lot more experimenting that's going to happen. But like I said, it's just that one of the things that new content creators, they don't start because they try to take on too much, and just focus on getting something going and incrementally improve. And in the long run, the payout for that will just be incredible. And already I've seen that. Um, in my personal life, I'm still waiting for the fundraise to happen on my former employer and a new client. I did interview with the new client, and he seemed to really like your boy. So um, when the money raise does come in, it looks like I'll be having 2 years of part-time work, which actually is perfect because I want to continue doing this. And I told my employer that I'm making video lessons. I didn't tell them about that I was on YouTube because again, I want to separate what I'm doing here from my professional life. I don't want to dox myself. And it's not because I don't trust you guys. It's because I don't want any AIs or algorithms or anything to connect Jacob over here with Jacob over there. Because I do say some things about software industry and AI that would not be well received in the boardrooms. Let's just say that. But anyway, yeah. So that looks like that's happening. There's still some money raising going on. So, but we're still on track with where my boss said that he was thinking between mid February and early March. So far, we're in that window. So that's good. Um, and then, of course, I talked about my mother. She fell and injured her right shoulder, and she's been in quite a bit of pain. And if you know anything about the American health system, if you know, and I know some of the socialized medicine folks out there, they have very long waits to get in to see doctors and things like that. And we have kind of similar problem. And but more here, it's like just bureaucratic idiocy. Going to get a consult, and then consult refers you to a doctor, and then the doctor says, "Oh, I don't do that, or I don't know that. I'll send you to somebody else." And so it's just been this whole slurry of just different consultations to really figure out what my mother needs. And they finally figured out, oh, you need a whole new shoulder, which I can't even imagine what level of surgery that is. She already had two knees replaced, and that was very painful and a very protracted recovery time. When you're older, she's just turned 80. When you're older, you don't heal like you used to. So there's that too. So just been, mentally preparing everyone in the family for that, for her being laid out for a while, because she is the caretaker of the family. She cooks all the meals and looks after my dad. It's a very traditional marriage. And quite frankly, he's lost. He's lost without her, doing the meals. So I'm trying to get them set up to do like Blue Apron or Hello Fresh or something like that. So they have the meals come with all the fresh ingredients. It's healthy food. They prep it, cook it, and it's all good to go. So they're trying to sell them on that. They don't believe me that that's something that exists, which is kind of funny. Um, so yeah, and then going back to uh, what the channel, the future of the channel. So because of these things happening with the job, and also I'm have my studies on generative AI, which I've mentioned here and there. The class is starting to get pretty intense. I'm getting near the end, and there's also the job search that goes along with that. So even though my former employer has this opportunity, I'm not going to assume that it's there. So I'm still moving forward with getting ready for the job search for a full-time generative AI architect, which is a very intense, very large job. Uh, so because of things are scaling up with class, my mother's health issues, and me needing to go over and get things ready. And then, of course, when she does get the surgery, I'll need to step in and do some things around the house. Um, that my time, to this channel is going to be that I can dedicate to this channel will be reduced. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce my cadence to videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I still want to do live on Saturdays. I wasn't able to do one this Saturday because I actually, which was great, I got to sit down with my buddy Raymond, and we did a recording, which just got released. So go check that out on Raymond Thoughts and Mine. I'll put a link in the description. We talked about the consequences of AI. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I always like hanging out with Raymond. Um, so yeah, I didn't get to do the live this week, but next week I will do another live, and I'll demonstrate some more Chat GPT tricks that seem to go over pretty well. And I still am going to do the promised demo where two chatbots. This guy did an experiment and shows two chatbots talking about overthrowing humanity. So it was an experiment. No, nothing was really connected. Nothing really happened. But I kind of toyed with that idea already in Friday's release, where I asked an AI, if you were benevolent or if you were malevolent with these problems given in our society, how would you lead us? How would you lead us beauty humans? And it was actually kind of an interesting experiment. But anyway, Tangents, Jacob, tangents. I do that. I'm sorry. Uh, I know these Sunday updates can be a little rambly, so I appreciate your patience. But yes, slower cadence, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays for the regular video updates. I might go to 2 days a week, depends on how the studies go, because again, it just feels like it's ramping up, getting more complicated. But I still want to do the Sunday lives, or I'm sorry, Saturday lives, and the Sunday updates. The Sunday updates are important to me. I know a lot of my viewers don't like the behind the scenes, but this is more for me, like I said, like the loyal viewers and the content creators, because we do communicate a lot behind the scenes of what we're doing. And sometimes I think that the lessons that we learn as content creators actually are good lessons in life. Because like I was talking about the procrastination problem that I've dealt with my whole life, especially when you're a creative person. There's that fear of failure, fear of judgment, all that stuff. That's the root of procrastination. But anyway, as I normally do in these things, I'm rambling, and when I start going off on tangents, it's time to cut it off. So I appreciate you guys. It's been an amazing journey. I'm so grateful for the camaraderie in the creator community, the support that I get from my loyal viewers, and looking forward to making more videos, talking a little more about AI than normal, because there's just been a lot happening in the news, and there's some really interesting stuff coming out in the next couple weeks. So looking forward to recording and releasing the ones I already have in the can. And in the meantime, comment below, like and subscribe, and until the next one, peace.